They got hate for that. They can't wait for that.
So I see people in the chat already. They keep talking about this Logic stuff, man. So we gotta just skip straight to Logic, man, because Logic did this interview with his dad, and it made me mad, man. So I see people arguing. Leroy in the chat, Peter in the chat, talking about Logic. Is he dope? Is he cool? Is he a good rapper or not? What's your overall thoughts on Logic first before we get into the interview?
I like Logic first. What was it? He had 2 albums, and then it was pretty much over for me. I think. Yeah, I think that's my Logic story, the Incredible True Story or whatever. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I like that one too.
What was the one that came out after that? Was that Everybody? Then I was off.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went when he went, with the whole. Yeah, I felt like he started being really corny once he got to Everybody.
Full of biting. Full of biting.
Super corny. A lot of biting. Yes, definitely.
But I really like Vinyl Days. No Pressure. Like I said, all of these that Leroy mentioned in the chat, I thought
Vinyl Days was cool.
Vinyl Days was cool.
I just at that point you kind of like lost me, Doug. Like I never like was feeling them again.
Yeah. He always say some lame shit too. Whenever he come out on the internet, anything that's reported about Logic is some lame shit. That's why I can't get back into this dude music. He's a lame nigga.
And then that's where we could pick up on this interview, man, because I feel the same way, man. I felt offended by this interview. I really, I listened to the entire thing, okay? Not just clips.
How did you make it through the whole thing?
I didn't even watch it. I just saw a clip.
I listened to the whole thing, and then I even watched some other of his podcast episodes just so I could listen. So y'all tell me how y'all felt when y'all watched this interview.
I felt terrible when the first thing came on and this thing was crying. I was like, dog, what are we watching right now? Just like, yo, what? And I was like, yo, why is this dude doing this on camera?
Right. That part.
This seems super like, I don't know, exploitative. Like, it seemed bad to put your pops on blast like this on the camera. And you want to have this like healing. And maybe it was. I saw the comments. People was like, I cried every time you said, when you told your dad that he wasn't, I'm a good man because you never were. I was so touched. I was like, dang, like people was feeling this. Like,
I know, and that's throwing shade. Like that, all he did was throw shade at his dad. He'd throw a half compliment.
He said straight up, you're a bum and you need money and you're a deadbeat and like what else he said? I mean, I don't.
Crackhead. He kept asking him, what was it like to smoke crack? What was it like to smoke crack?
I don't know.
I'll give you money later. But for now, I want you to tell me why you abandoned me as a child.
I don't know. At first, I felt like if you lived your whole life in public, I wouldn't mind it because that's just another part of the show. Like if you was the Kardashians and this is just your life, they filming it, and this like conversation you had with your dad, I would have no problem. But he just pulled this nigga from nowhere, seemingly like. And I remember when Logic like said, "Oh, I'm gonna quit rap." Like he was tired of being in the limelight. So for you to do something like this after you said you're tired of the social commentary on you is just weird. I don't know. It is very weird, man.
It's just I don't know, Doug. Look, I like our podcast, bro. I never bring nobody in my family on here to have no serious conversation about anything but hip hop or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like they ain't talking forever and they decided, oh, I know what we're gonna do. Let's have a reconciliation on camera or whatever.
Well, so
no, that's not what I watched. Logic said, "I'll give you some bread to get on my podcast, and you leave me alone after that." That's what it seemed like.
No, so listen, I watched the whole thing. So let me make it clear to everybody what it is. So Logic,
he about to drop the diss song on his pops.
He dissed him already. This whole podcast is a diss. All right, so he said that they had dinner the night before already, and they talked about a bunch of stuff, right? So they already had the reconciliation or whatever part in that time. But then he said, we're going to talk about it here on this podcast again. And so I feel like he exploited his dad. He told his dad he's gonna make an album with them and and give him a truck. In return, you got to come sit here and eat crap on this podcast for me. So
exactly, that's crazy.
It's super exploitative, and he basically uses his dad to say the N-word all day. All right, this dude is white. All right, and he wants to use his dad as a pass to say the N-word. He starts dropping N-bombs the entire podcast, dog. This dude saying N-word, like 100 times, right? Like every 2 seconds, right? Just because it's cool.
That.
Yeah,
I don't care about that. I care more about the like I said. It's not. I mean, look, man. That's what you want to do out here. Is that popping for you?
I care about it because to me, Logic sounds like somebody performing blackness. You know, like that's what I'm saying. He just sounds like he's fake. You know what I mean? When he's doing it, I know he's biracial. Like he's sitting next to his black dad.
Wow. But that's what I'm saying. I think he's faking everything, or faking a lot of things.
Right.
So this is the issue with him. I feel like he's fake in his dealings with his father. I feel like he's fake in his dealings with a lot of things that he talks about in his music. I just think that he is. I don't know what his deal is, man. It seems like he's just not always secure or clout chasing into that type of stuff. Like I'm not gonna psychoanalyze the man. I don't really care that much, but I do see stuff that I don't like.
I'm a psychoanalyst. Yeah, he has a lot of self-hate, man. Listen, he even talked about here's the thing. He talked about his mom calling him the N-word, a bunch of times. Him and his brothers, right? And he talked about all this stuff, but then I
watched it.
Yeah, he keeps crapping on his dad. Like I feel like he's got self-hate, because of this trauma, obviously, and he takes it out on his dad. And I don't really understand it because he keeps making it sound like his dad hates him, was a terrible person, and he struggled with addiction. His dad is open with that.
Well, I mean, look, man, my dad was there for me, so I don't know what it feels like for your dad to be a deadbeat. So I'm not even gonna get all into that. Like I said, my thing is, why is this on your podcast?
Agreed. No, but I do want to get into it because I want to get into it. My point is because I feel like this is so it's abuse. I mean, he's like I said, he puts him on the camera when his dad even tries to disagree with any part of the story. Logic shuts him down, and he talks to him so disrespectfully. He said, number one, I'm not gonna let you lie. I'm not gonna let you lie. You did this. Yes, you did. You did this. And so the dad didn't have an opportunity to even tell his perspective side of the story. That's not what it was for. It was for Logic to, sit his dad next to him and then start dissing him, just on camera. I don't understand it.
For money. No, for money.
For money.
His father got paid. And that's why he sat there and dealt with this and took this in this manner, in my opinion. So he said several times about, I'm gonna give you money, blah, 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 because of the other kids, my siblings and all this type of stuff. But I mean, look, man, like I said, my thing is just why. If you really we really cool or we really piecing it up or whatever, to me, you want to drag me first? I mean, look, maybe if you a deadbeat and you abandon your kids and now they want shit on you, you got to sit there and take it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
He is taking advantage of this man.
Exactly.
You mean
he's taking advantage of
man? Obviously, is
he taking advantage of him, bro?
It seems like
man, his dad could get up if he wanted to. Dude want the free money, dog. Dude gonna give him. What did he say? He gonna buy him a truck?
Yep.
He also said he's gonna buy him a crib or something.
It seems like he needs it.
It's a truck.
That's what I'm saying. He's taking advantage of him.
What kind of truck you gonna get him?
Listen, he said he's gonna do a truck and he said he's gonna do an album with him. Regardless, you're right. He's a grown man. He can get up.
You know how many people would jump to do an album with Logic right now?
A lot of people, I'm sure.
So he getting put on. Is he better than Big Hit? It's gonna be the dad rap battles. Okay. Big Hit wasn't there because he was locked up. this dude was on drugs. Who got their bars together when they was away?
Right, but okay, this is my point. This is my point. All right, so his dad, I don't think even raps. His dad, he said he does the congos, he does the drums and stuff like that. So, but listen,
what the hell kind of album they gonna make?
I don't know,
he did say he did the congos. Yeah.
Right. So my point is though, he only paints negatives about his dad the whole time. It's supposed to be. He keeps saying throughout the podcast that they're gonna get to fun stuff and laugh. Right. It's 45 minutes before he asks his dad about anything about music. Right. 45 minutes of him just constantly, dissing his dad, saying that he's a deadbeat, saying that he's trash, saying that he's a crackhead, asking him about what it's like to smoke crack. How could you leave me? All this stuff. Then 45 minutes.
And then he was like, "But I love you, Daddy." Yeah. And I was like, "Daddy?" He calls me. And then he was like, "I call you Daddy because my son calls me Daddy, and he loves me, and I love you." I was like, "Well, what the f am I watching, bro?" This is what I'm saying. You giving this a lot of like serious thought, because to me, this is some clown shit. Like, if I just don't feel like this is not how men act, in my opinion. If you want to get on this shit, he was crying. He was like, "This isn't me crying. This is the inner me. You
inner child.
You wasn't there." I'm like,
yeah.
What the? Like, look again. I'm very thankful. Our Father's a great Father. He was there for us. I don't know what that feels like. I don't want to know what that feels like. I'm sure it sucks. But this shit right here on the camera, man, to me is some real, like, this is some clown shit to me. Like, I just would not. I think this is not the right way that family's supposed to handle their shit. Now, it's 2024. People out here doing anything for clout, anything for clicks and views. I don't know why Logic would have to, because he's famous already. This ain't some reality show like where he's trying to get on in the reality show circuit. So he could have left all this shit private and let it rock.
Okay.
But
yeah, exactly. I agree. He could have done this privately, but this is my point. This is why I keep getting to this point. So he says all this negative stuff about his dad. He didn't say anything positive about him. He says that he loves him and he forgives him, but then he just craps on him for 45 minutes. Then he finally gets to asking him questions. And then they start talking about actual events and stuff like that. And when he painted it, I thought like this dude, like his dad just wasn't there at all, ever. But he gets to the end of the interview, and after 45 minutes, and he starts saying his dad put him on stage from 16, 17, 18, would put him on stage with them, right? That's a big help to your career, saying you did nothing for you. He lived with his dad. He told stories about how he would masturbate into his dad's carpet and all kinds of weird stuff. So he lived with his dad. So his dad couldn't pick him up at some point in time. He did that whole crying story about, I'm still waiting for you to pick me up, but you lived with the dude, so how did he never pick you up? And then he says, he said, talked a story about how they went trick-or-treating, and they went all this other stuff, and how he he whooped them at 6 years old, all this stuff. All these events where your dad was in your life. Your dad was in your life at 3 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old. He could have still been a deadbeat, but my point is you had nothing but negative stuff to say and disses to say to him.
You're really mad about this. Like, you're really mad that the dude, like,
because you don't talk to your parents, like, because it's abuse. Listen, this is elder abuse. This is flat out elder abuse.
I agree.
Is not,
that's what I'm saying. This is abusive.
This is not Joe Biden, bro. He could get up and move if he wanted to move, man.
No,
this is flat out elder abuse, the situation.
Yeah.
This is harassment.
Nah, I don't think it's that. The dude want the money. His dad said why he was doing it, man. You acting like his dad had to sit there.
And Logic is holding the money over his head to make him sit there and
right, because that's what Logic want to get off. But again, the father don't have to do that. He don't have to do that.
What you mean he don't have to do that? He might go back to living on the streets if he
don't live on the streets. If you're a man with pride and you don't want to get played, then don't get played. Like, if you're there for that money, then you're gonna sit there. I mean, come on, man. Like, what are you talking about, man? You saying this man can get up? He's like 6 years old. You ain't got no.
He's 70
self-control
years old. But yeah. He could get up. Okay, of course
for an hour.
Yeah.
Come on,
and
man.
listen to this shit.
Come on, man.
Or
Call me when you want to have a
leak-
conversation, not on the camera, dog. Peace. And then I'm riding like,
this man offer you 100K, you just gonna turn it down because he's gonna talk shit to you for an hour? I don't know.
so you saying that you just said it's abuse, but the man could control himself, dog. He don't have to sit there and take it.
You're right. You're right. He getting paid to
You
get
acting like
he
he's
getting paid to
confirmed.
get
If he's confirmed, then it's a whole different story, and then it's really, really bad on Logic part. The man could get up and walk away anytime.
Of course.
He don't have to talk to Logic. He don't have to ask Logic for money. If you're a man, you can stand on your own 2 feet.
I don't like that.
Of course he could,
It's
man.
bad.
But it's gross. And then, like I said, I still don't like him saying the N-word all the time. He gets on a podcast with his black dad, want to say the N-word all day. But I listened to, so I went to listen to his other podcast. He did a podcast with Seth MacFarlane. He ain't talking. Number one, he's not talking. Not doing all the. Nah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. He's not doing all the perform blackness stuff. He's not saying the N-word with all those other white people. So stop. Don't do that. He's fake.
Again, this dude has problems, man. He clearly has never gotten comfortable with being biracial. Okay, this is not new or surprising, but that doesn't mean he can't say it if he wants certain times. I guess.
Nah, you can't use your dad that you hate as the pass for you. No, you can't use the dad that you hate as your pass for saying the N-word. I'm sorry, you can't.
What do you mean? That a lot of people don't respect their deadbeat fathers and can use the N-word. Wait, what?
But okay, but not if your pass for saying the N-word is I'm sitting next to my dad.
It's not his pass. He's black.
He's not black. Come on, he's not black. Come on, man.
Oh, see, you went too far, man. Come on, dog.
He's not black.
He's not black. Oh,
okay. I mean, look, I can't speak again. I'm not mixed race, dog. I don't understand the concept. But I'm pretty sure if your father's black, you're black. I mean,
this is bad.
Is bad? Is that bad?
This is bad. We gotta move on. Yeah. All right. Logic.
Hey,
you're
I stand on what I'm saying.
You're gonna make another song saying that you're black. We know. We don't want to hear it, man.
No, I mean, look, I'll check it out. I didn't hate all this album.
Listen to it.
I like Vinyl Days. Like I said, I did not like this interview.
I was not with all like you psychoanalyzing the dude. You killing this dude, man. I really don't care that much. I thought this shit was clown shit.
Now we got beef with Logic. We got real life beef with Logic for real. He made some haters after us.
Yeah. All right, listen. All right, so hey, maybe I'm taking it too serious. I thought that stuff was offensive, man. I thought every part of it was offensive.
Except for the he's not black part.
Only because I didn't think grown men supposed to act like that on either side, really. So if that's how y'all getting down, I guess that's what it is.
All right, then let's move on then, man. Oz versus Jay again, like always, the classic hip hop debate. But what we got next on the Chopping Block, man? We wanted to talk about the Ye album. Leroy said Kanye saw his dad every summer and still said he wasn't there. Yeah, so hey, I guess it's
look, that's how you feel, I guess. Who knows, man? I don't know, man. You know, that ain't something for me to understand. Luckily, my father was around. Thank goodness.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Shout out to Pops. Shout out to Pops, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Pops. An OG hater.